Oh, there we go. Surprise! A new armor set found as promised, and I absolutely love it. It's like if someone actually dipped, a finger inside the molten lava and poked on you on the chest. Anyway, we're back in the Ring City. I did a bit of progression in the meantime, nothing very plot critical, so don't worry, it's just unlocking a new bonfire. Mostly for simplifying the process that's happening now, that I'm still gonna showcase. Because unlocking the bonfire, you will actually find this particular pillar that says, show your humanity. This is not a player message, this is a dev message. Which means that we need to find a way to show our humanity. This is technically not super popular, but a potential PvP spot. So, a lot of people would use a typical tactic that, PvP players tend to use, and have, if I can correct it now, a fragrant branch of your favorite. No, actually, that was the one done to unpetrify the young white branch item to camouflage with the environment to surprise their opponent. But instead, if we use one, if I recall correctly, while watching a dark crystal, no, that's not it. Okay. With this. There you go. We turn into a humanity spirit. Remember these from the first game? They were part of, the Abyss. And technically this counts as properly humanity. So by very slowly approaching the stone slab, that should actually do something about it. Don't worry, we're actually about to get there. It's just that we move very slow. I had to clean a couple of enemies on the passage because otherwise, it would not have been an easy trekking. Give me just a second, let's prepare. And by getting here, if I recall correctly, there you go. A stair drop. So let's get up. If I recall correctly, it should have a couple of enemies up above. So it's not super safe, but... Snake Eater. Yeah, when I'm recording this, it's the remake is actually about to happen, so... Oh my god, how... There you go. I was actually wondering how tall was this stair. Alright, we're actually, on top of a monument. Let me see. I don't think there should be enemies nearby, but you never know. It's been a long while since... Oh, actually, no, there is a knight. Alright, while I clean the area, Dweebs, any updates?
Not really.
That is true, not much time has passed since the last recording. Ow.
I did get a bit further into watching the Superman 90s cartoon. I watched the second episode.
Okay. How did you like it?
Solid.
Oh fuck, there's actually one of the summoners. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Oh, and also another knight. Specifically one without lance. Well, spear, whatever it is. Ow. Now on to defeat the summoner fucker. Whoa. Deep. Thankfully I have much more cover against the archers in this case, so... There you go. Done. Against you. and get a Divine Blessing. I forgot the most powerful healing item in the game. And if I recall correctly, more lovely flowers. If I recall correctly, by going down these stairs, I should be able to reach the... No, if I go here, I actually go back to... there you go. Must instead go down here. And get on the other side to get oh. There you go. Be gone. Dragon Head Shield. If you forgot, this is the shield that the Ringed Knights were actually carrying around. So, if I recall correctly, it can produce a small flame attack. It's like that variant. And there it is. We have actually reached the monument that Lapp was looking for. It's worth noting that this is actually as a in-game usefulness. If you actually have committed quote-unquote a sin by, say, killing an NPC, for example, you can request absolution, similar to how the first game handled, or even the second to an extent, and by paying a fee, if I recall correctly, you will actually be absolved of your sins as a result. So maybe the NPC might not target you if you just aggro them, you know, it's a possibility. Now, all we need to do is to go back to Lapp and actually telling him the good news. So, let's do just that, shall we? Oh. No. Fuck me! I got cursed at the last second.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, I don't need to repeat the entire process, I just need to go to talk to Lapp. So instead, again, let's use this time, since I might take a bit, to talk about stuff that has happened recently instead of news, because, well, kinda out of nowhere, we got a new update on Silk Song, and it's finally coming out very soon, actually. By the time we're recording, is roughly
like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, to quote the
Which is
original
wild to
tutorial.
think about.
Yeah. And the bizarre thing about it is that the entire reason why there wasn't a PP was just a literal choice from the developers. Ow. It's almost hilarious that the biggest controversy that this game actually has is, you know, the fact that there wasn't enough marketing over the years. But honestly, even from the trailer, it seemed to showcase, you know, as much as what we expected, so I don't have too much of a problem with that. Also, well, okay, I think Lives mentioned that in the previous part, I think. I forgot. We're getting also a new Bubsy game. God forbid. I know,
Who asked?
right? Who lit Atari, apparently. No, that's the thing. Okay, according to something that Deji told us, apparently the new current owner of Bubsy, Atari, as in the former Infogrames, in case you're wondering, apparently got a hold of wanting to do that when they saw a Good Morning America sketch that actually tangentially talked about the IP acquisition. Apparently. So, good for them. It's just that it's so bizarre. In the fact that he's very confident, because again, in recent times, the new right owners of Bubsy, first it was a Chinese group that had revived briefly the name of Accolade in Atari, have basically subcontracted actual developers of other games in order to do their product. With the first revival, Bully Strikes Back, they had the developers who did the Jana Sisters remake. For Paws on Fire, it was the Autorunner, they contracted the people who did, well, Beat Trip Runner, of course. And for this one, they got the indie developers who did the Demon Turf, which is insane.
Apparently, Bubsy's been recast again.
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I've been hearing surprisingly positive reactions to it.
It's not just that Bubsy has movement, he also has tech. Like, there's actual skill dedicated. There's actual skill dedicated to actually move the fucking Bobcat around. The new costume that he also has is not too bad. It's kind of an evolution of his traditional t-shirt with an exclamation mark, and now it's more of a fancy jacket with a tie that resembles the exclamation mark.
Yeah.
I mean, I would joke and say that Bubsy made another comeback before other mascots, but to be fair, we kind of, checked almost the entire list of the resurgence, because, Croc is back, Arrow the Acrobat got re-released, for example, and Kamikaze the Flying Squirrel, I think it's called, the spin-off. Gex got the trilogy treatment on his own. Honestly, I don't even know who is really missing. Tiny Tasmanian Tiger got proper care from its developer, Chrome Studios, so really, at this point, the only people that are missing are, well, the Sony guys, and we know how that story ends. So
yeah, it's like I said before, apparently, I haven't seen anything to confirm it, although apparently Bubsy's now voiced by the guy who voices Reed in the Trails of Cold Steel series.
See, before I actually had defeated these two Ring Knight, because I know that on the way to Lapp they would have been a bit of a pain in the ass, but, Okay, we'll try to ignore them. There's also been a bit of a couple of news about devs from my country. The guy who made the people who made the Enotria Souls-like a game are making a new title, which is called La Divina Commedia, which is the original name from Dante Alighieri's The Divine Comedy. So if you wanted another version of Dante's Inferno but less 2000-ish, well, that's probably what's gonna happen. Although, considering how Enotria turned out, I cannot really promise you anything about the quality at launch, so be cautious about it. The other is more inspired by the Hellblade games, so a bit more methodical and very much focused on the character in terms of camera and movement, which is called 1348 ex voto, I think, and follows a young, knight that in basically Renaissance medieval Italy. I'll have to see how that turns out too. I'm more a bit miffed that these games developed in my country, and talking about stuff from my country, do not have an Italian dub. I know that it's a bit expensive, but I don't know, if someone like, developers of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 could get, a French dub, native for their country, for their product, I think we can try to find the money. Anyway, let's talk to Lapp. More, positive news.
Oh, and here we are again. How goes things? I'm rather running in circles.
Don't worry, old chum. I got the right thing for you.
And I've searched high and low. What if it was never here in the first place? Oh, bloody hell. What do I know? Are you certain of that? No. Sorry, I know you'd never lie to me. Thank you. Thank you kindly. I'll speed right on over. It won't be long now before I know everything. Who I was, what I lived for, and what my name was. And I'll have you to thank for it all. Ah, thank you. Most sincerely. I swear upon my birth name that I am your friend.
Oh,
No
that's
matter
sweet.
what might come out, no matter what I was, if you would do me the honor, allow me to be a true friend. Always.
Of course I do, Lapp. It must be the William Wonderpool voice. There's something just soothing about it, but I cannot just say no to that. Oh, right, I forgot about these guys. Yeah, they will need to go back to the bonfire. Give me a second. With that, we can actually move properly forward. And if I recall correctly, going from the bonfire should be a good place to start, because the passage where we need to go is basically one that is a bit... There you go. Entrenched in the swamp, because if we go in the open field, there's gonna be one of those summoning guys, except we are, again, like I said, in an open field, so without anywhere to find cover about, so we will be in deep trouble. But if I recall correctly, I can just skirt around. By passing through where I came in order to unlock this. Yes, there you go. We need to actually go here. Uh-oh! Oh shit! Fucking dragon piece of shit. Of course there will be another one of these fuckers. Were there any other announcements at Gamescom that piqued your interest, Lives, in the meantime? Might as well. Nope. I need to bait it again. Let's see how long it takes for it to be baited. Yeah, immediately, so...
Not really a whole lot. I'll have to look a bit more into Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, it's almost coming out. There you go, found it. Yeah, I think it's coming out in November. I think they actually dedicated an entire direct to it.
We've also got back to Resident Evil 9.
Requiem.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play even more.
There's that new Lego Batman game.
Yeah, the one that is following the events of the movies, but as a big open map. Here you go.
And it stars as Bane, a guy named Matt Berry from the IT crowd.
Yeah, Matt Berry is actually a very relatively known actor for comedic roles. He was supposed to be actually playing Steve in the Minecraft movie before the role was given to Jack Black, and instead Matt Berry gets to voice a character in the post-credit scene.
A guy called Nitwit.
Yes, they're basically a type of villager from the Minecraft game. If you ever heard maybe the meme about my cheese whiz, my good boy, you know, that's basically him saying that. Alright, if I recall correctly, it's now...
We got some more information about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Namely that it has the PlayStation version of Mythology Sub-Zero plus Special Forces. I'm very glad that it's the PlayStation version, but including of Mythologies, because it has the FMVs, which are absolutely hilarious, including the bloopers. And with the rewind function, hopefully, it wouldn't be too, hard as the original.
Yeah, whereas the N64 version didn't have that.
Anyway, we found Lapp again. Let's talk to him.
Oh, finally, you've come. Now I know exactly who I was.
You know who you are?
I've a little thanks to be giving. Go this way and peep past the broken staircase. Some awfully fine treasures just sitting there all alone. It'll change your life.
Oh my god, Lapp,
I've much to
you're such a friend.
So I'll say it again.
Why do I get the feeling the treasure is a trap?
Waves, you need to stop actually being that paranoid. Lapp has demonstrated time and time again to be actually reliable so far. You have to unleash that. And if anything, he's actually doing that as a thanks for actually, me helping him recovering his memory. So, let's go with that, shall we?
Every age, it seems, is tainted by the greed of men. Rubbish to one such as I, devoid of all worldly wants. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way we are. I'll stick you in my prayers. A fine dark soul to you.
Ah, he said it.
Roll credits.
So, not only... oh god, I think she is BRB. God damn it. So, not only Lapp turned out to be Patches, but not only he puts us with that kick in, a good way to actually progress to the finish of the level, but he also title drop. What a Chad. Oh my god.
Imagine if other games did that.
A fine Dark Soul TM to you.
Yeah. I am your Final Fantasy. Oh no.
It's funny you say that, Waves, because a couple of attacks. Okay, first of all, there was an actual title drop like that in at the end of the original Dissidia Final Fantasy game, believe it or not, done by one of the versions of Sid. Second, a couple of occasions. Some characters have actually called their attack Final Fantasy, like Gilgamesh. But then again, Gilgamesh is more the meta guy, so it kind of makes sense.
We've also got we got a questionable new looking Mega Evolution for Pokemon Legends ZA.
Again, to quote Germa, life is pain, I hate.
It looks like he's being choked to death.
I don't have any more.
Poor Victory Bell.
Alright, I want to get to the bonfire first. Eden path. Oh, hello, Mr. Skeleton.
We're also getting the recent Indiana Jones game on Nintendo Switch 2 next year.
Alongside a DLC, yeah. If I recall correctly, maybe it's here. No, if I drop here, I'll die.
And also, speaking of Switch 2 releases, apparently the version of Elden Ring that's coming out on that is
not very well optimized.
Good.
Yeah. I wonder why they jumped immediately on that instead of actually, port Dark Souls 2 and 3. Since, the first one did have the remastered treatment there, so, proceed properly, I say.
From Software, too excited.
Or Bandai Namco. Remember, when it comes to, releases internationally, it's a split between the two, but it's mostly, in this case, Bandai Namco that does the marketing. Remember, apparently Night Train was a potential suggestion from them, so... There you go.
We're getting a new Lords of the Fallen.
Yawn. There you go, there's the bonfire.
From what I remember, you called it basically discount Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's not particularly great. Oh, you're back, Shiroi.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of said that I probably should have waited until we came back because I didn't know. Basically, Lapp turned out to be patches. Despite everything, at the end of a world, he still survives.
Despite everything, it's always
him. I mean, how can I say no to that? Oh, fuck me, the dragon again. Motherfucker.
And that's about it in terms of stuff like Gamescom that I'm interested in. Even vaguely.
Let's see the pattern. Oh, go down.
It's a shame we're not getting the PS1 version of Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah, well, you get the Game Boy Color version, please. Don't you want that instead?
Screw that, I've always wanted Mortal Kombat Advance.
Rubbish, I say.
Which is interesting because we're also getting Deadly Alliance's GBA version, and I've heard that's pretty solid.
It's alright as far as I know. Again, it's a bit more close to similar to something like, say, Tekken Advance. Oh, wait a minute. This is
Well, I mean, is it better? I'm pretty sure it's better than Mortal Kombat Advance.
Well, yeah. Alright. I accidentally returned to the way I came. Can we teleporting, please? Gone.
Suppose I could do a little re-look at that game at some point when it comes out.
Probably.
On the,
I'll probably do it myself, Waves, don't worry. Again, when the collection comes, well, not when the collection comes, but after it has come out, I'll probably, let us give another proper relook at the Mortal Kombat games.
I wonder when Sonic Rumble's coming out, because that was supposed to come out in spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has been delayed for a while now. Honestly, I think I said it in the past, but I care more about actually having instead the Dreams game, I think it's called, the one on Apple Arcade, finally receiving a port, because that
Dreams?
looks... Yeah, that one looks way more interesting to me.
Sonic Dream Team.
Sonic Dream Team, thank you. But again, I think that's actually more, interesting to in my eyes.
Oh yeah, that Sonic Racing Crossworlds is coming out next month.
With Pac-Man.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. People were more speculating that Pac-Man was going to be a guest instead of Mario Kart World because it's partially, as a sort of a, good relationship with Bandai Namco. So,
we're also getting Pac-Man World 2 remake.
Yeah, I think that we did mention that in the previous part.
Yeah.
Alright, now that it's roaring. Up. Oh!
I mean, at least we're getting a, proper Pac-Man as well as whatever the hell that Act Zero wannabe looks like.
Hello, Labyrinth. Don't worry, Dreams. Like I said, I'll still record it, so don't worry. Basically, what we need to do now with Midir is to gently push her off the cliff. But as you can see, it's a bit harder than it looks. Oh no, 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 no! This is a pantomime. Don't worry, we'll get through this.
Oh, there is one thing I did actually. Well, I pre-ordered.
Go on.
There's being released this winter a new Blu-ray of the original Thunderbirds TV show.
Does it come packaged with a movie?
No. The main difference this time is that, unlike the one ITV released over 10 years ago, this one is actually being presented in its original aspect ratio.
So 4:3?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the 16
Plus there's a
by
whole
9
load of
edition.
extras.
I guess the 16 by 9 edition either stretched the image or compressed it badly.
Yeah.
What a shame. Come on, my dear, I don't have all day. Can you just please get it out of your system?
And there is also another remaster that I'm interested in.
Oh.
They're releasing a new 4K remaster of the original Ninja Turtles films.
Alright, all the original trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I thought they were going to like ignore 3 or something.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see Turtles 3 in 4K.
I mean, preservation, you can make the argument about, you know, preservation and everything, so...
Yeah, like I've got like I've also got the 4K remasters of the Psycho sequels.
Yes. No, 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 no. I forgot about the flaming. It's the flame immediately after the melee attack. This fucking dragon.
You forgot about the main thing dragons do?
No. Well, that depends with... Okay, I guess you haven't watched the Dragonheart sequels, in which case, don't bother, you know, remain ignorant on the matter. It's better this way.
I haven't even seen the first Dragonheart.
The first is charming enough. It has Sean Connery as a dragon, which, you know, that's weird. The CGI is definitely dated, unfortunately, but what can you do about it? But again, I don't remember if the human partner is Kevin Costner or someone else.
It stars Dennis Quaid.
Oh, it's Dennis Quaid, okay.
And the villain's played by David Thewlis.
Sure, why not? It's also a Universal movie. The sequels were done by their C-team, the guys who did the Land Before Time sequels.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was directed by Rob Cohen.
Oh god, is that the guy who did directed the Garfield movie?
No, he did the Fast and Furious first movie and the Triple X one.
Okay. Come on, my dear, please. This fucking dragon is just pissed off. Like, it's like, what have I done to you? I think I got the pattern, mostly. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Let's bait him. Go. Only two. Not getting greedy. Yeah. Do you got any s'mores leaves, huh?
Sorry?
You got any marshmallows? I think that's what they're also called. Jesus Christ, how about being pissed? Well, do you have at least like a leg of lamb potentially to roast? Anything? You might as well use this fire for something.
Got some pork belly.
Yeah, I think that will suffice. Of course, that means you have to stand in the line of fire, but you know, what can you do about it?
Can I just use a very long stick?
I'm not sure that's how it works with.
Maybe a metal stick.
Well, you know how metal is in terms of. There you go. Fuck you. Go down. 1 and 2. Piss off. So this is why we're not doing the optional boss fight. In case you're wondering, because imagine you know, that kind of aggressiveness put into a health bar that goes down very, very slowly, more slowly than the HP bars in Pokemon Gen 4. Yeah. Let's see. Rolling ahead. Oh, hello. Well, they weren't lying. And behind the very left, so we will try rolling. Oh, how many enemy lightning arrow spells? Like, how many fucking illusory walls were there? Alright, let's go up the stairs. Get the crystal laser, why not? Dynamite scale. If I recall correctly. Oh. Oh, look at that! It's a statue of Gwyn, giving the Dark Soul to the 30 Pygmy. Basically, this serves to give extra lore context to the first game. Let's see if I can actually get a good angle and use the binoculars. We forgot Gwyn was like the head honcho of the gods of the first game, but also was the one that was sternly refusing to let the Age of Fire end. Which in turn, you know, led him to be the final boss of the first game. So there's also an elevator. I don't remember where it takes me, because if I recall correctly, going up here, yeah, that's where the boss is. So let me see if I can actually find like a shortcut or something. If I recall correctly, this actually should lead me to the shortcut. Yes, because it brings me back to the other bonfire. Nice. Again, with these souls I don't really need to go to level up. So let's go. If I recall correctly, there is a way to actually get a drop here in order to get the item that Gwyn is holding, but I don't need it for the time being. So let's proceed with another field of flowers, this time red. And there's actually an enemy standing between me and the boss. It's another one of the Ring Knights, but this one is dual wielding. Oh no!
That's cheating.
Well, if you have the strength for that. It's like, I forgot, maybe it has a bit of mimetic value, so maybe you actually got to see about two guys having to do an ARP, I think, session, and the one guy, because it clearly looks definitely more robust than the other, literally tells you, "Tell me how the grass tastes, little man," before literally punting him down. I cannot backstab this guy, god damn it. There you go. And I get a Titan Chunk, an Ember, and Reignite paired great swords. Cool. Alright, before entering the boss arena, let me use this. Oh no, I cannot. I need to actually get from the other side. Ritual Spear Fragment. If I recall correctly, this is the altar where you can actually... Okay, here's how it works, because I need to kind of spoil you all in advance. So the boss behind that door is potentially part of a covenant that you can actually join. The idea is that it will summon, if you are part of it, it's one of those covenants that summons you if an enemy is in the territory, you know, the covenant, classic stuff that we've seen in the previous games. But for this fight, he used also the same gimmick that a couple of bosses in the Souls saga did use. In this case, summoning potentially a player, a human player, if they are around. It's not super guaranteed, and otherwise, you know, the boss will use an NPC, but it is possible. There should be a sign. No happiness ahead. I mean, let me get the item.
You could put that notice literally anywhere.
I mean, it really depends when you think about it. Oh, hello.
You heard what he said. Go away.
Sorry, Waves. I tend to be relatively stubborn on things like these. I think now I know what to do. So give me just a second. Yeah. I thought opening the door was just, but instead, the summoning sign that I need for is this, because we can summon Patches for this fight. Remember, he hates clerics, so. Just imagine me, Patches, at the end of the world, killing a clergyman. What could possibly...
You can't fix him.
What more can you desire from this?
You cannot fix him.
You're just jealous, right?
No, I know limits.
Also, this guy needs a posture, pal. Holy shit. Can you check who is voiced by Judicat or Argo?
Pete Gallagher.
Alright. Oh, I think it's a human for the spirit.
Oh, like I say, that's a human voicing himself. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not an AI, thank God.
I was gonna say, these days you might have to specify that a human is voicing.
Oh no, first to summon a painting guardian in order to actually first to summon also the proper boss, Half-Light, the Spear of the Church. Yeah, I summoned the NPC version. There you go.
For the looks of it, he's mainly a theatre guy.
Because British.
Like, he was additional voices in Heavenly Sword.
Oh, interesting. So probably the mooks.
Yeah, among other things.
Alright, it's just me and you, Half-Light. Also Patches, but who's counting, really? Alright, that's another thing that I even told you, Shiroi. I know that you're not gonna believe me, but again, during the reveal, quote-unquote, about the Lapp being Patches, which, by the way, that's what the name means in like either Swedish or Finnish, I forgot which specific country language. Lapp does mean Patches, if you actually look it up. So it was foreshadowed if you have some kind of, cultural language. But the best thing about it is that outside of actually kicking you in the right direction, quote unquote, he actually title drops and tell I'll stick you in my prayers, I'll find Dark Souls to you.
Huh.
Just to tell how much also Miyazaki loves the character.
I do like it when media will just straight up tell you everything you need to know about a character or a plot with just a word in a different language that's not your own.
Mm-hmm.
And you get like the handful of people who are just sitting there grinning because they know damn well where everything's going.
I'm pretty sure someone like Joel from Vine Saucer probably would have figured out, because he's Swedish.
Like, I know, because I've watched plenty of people play the game, I know people who have had that experience with Amori.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what does that mean anyway? And I'm sitting here like, I know what it means.
It actually was a bit of news breaking in terms of one of our soap operas.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh god, what happened?
I don't know if you watch Hollyoaks, Shiroi. I don't.
Oh, not for a long time, but yes.
Well, as part of its 30th anniversary, they're doing a crossover with Brookside. A soap that's been off the air since 2003.
So it's kind of a semi-revival. Was the soap potentially cancelled without getting a proper conclusion, and we're using this?
Oh no, it got a conclusion.
So this is a post-script final season stuff.
Well, that's the thing. The original Brookside ended with the whole close being boarded up for demolition to put a incinerator there, and yet the upcoming crossover episode is going to be set on the Brookside set. So
maybe they gonna treat it as just like, oh, it was a dream, or drug.
No,
We had
changed...
one show end that way. That's kind of the thing.
We changed our minds. Yeah, because Channel 4 axed it because of poor ratings back in the day. It lasted when the channel started in 1982 and ran through till 2003. I think I mentioned before, but it ended with it ended in quite possibly the most epically petty manner. The final arc of the show had a new villainous character named Jack Michelson, who was a drug dealer. Who pushed his drugs onto kids, including those in the families of the show.
Obviously.
And to further rub it in, Jack Michelson was a play on the name Michael Jackson.
Oh wow!
But not that one actually. Michael Jackson, not the musician. He was the guy in charge of Channel 4 at the time who cancelled the show.
Oh wow! So we have another case of pettiness shaping up the.
And the show ends with that character getting lynched out a window by a mysterious mob who might have something to do with the angry villagers who don't want to leave the clothes to the incinerator without having taken care of him.
Wow.
Huh. That's so petty.
It kind of reminds me of the way, 2 Men and a Half ended.
And it ends, well, that wasn't the full end. It carries on for about another 20 minutes where the characters that are left all bid goodbye, and one of the characters acts as pretty much a mouthpiece for Phil Redmond.
Like, I get it to an extent, like, that's, a lot of jobs going, but also, damn, tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You've still got Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks was still going on at that point, so did they want Channel 4 to axe that as well out of spite? They could cancel the other show, you know?
Like when Murder She Wrote took a jab at Friends because it was a new hot thing and it was literally stealing its time on whatever channel it was in America, I forgot. It was actually very classy, if you ask me, the way they actually handle it, instead of actually, you know, being mean-spirited.
Because if it were mean-spirited, it would take that mock the week joke from Frankie Boyle seriously.
It has
Like,
still...
they literally would have an episode where Joey kills everybody.
It has still that kind of, you know, mentality that you would think a Murder She Wrote episode will have the whole, you know, since it's Friends, it's based around potentially someone being killed from the cast in universe, so they actually are afraid of who's gonna get booted out, but then the producer or the writer, I forgot, is actually found dead, meaning that, you know, the character is not, you know, doesn't have to die anymore. And of course the suspects actually, you know, are tied to one of them as a result. Of course, it's being Murder She Wrote, it's not as simple as that, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, oh yeah, apparently on, you know, on the STV player, Shirley?
Mm-hmm.
And they've apparently put all the episodes of Biker Grove on there.
Huh.
Basically, for those who don't know, Biker Grove was a show here in a children's show here in the UK, set around the lives of characters that attend and or work at a youth club in Newcastle upon Tyne. And the ending of it is special.
What, aliens show up? I'm used to that.
You're not far off, actually. It turns out that this supposedly gritty show, you know, set in the real world of Newcastle upon Tyne, was actually all a figment of the writer's imagination in universe, and the characters become self-aware of it, and they try to fight to save their club. Also, a CG dinosaur is in it.
That's really weird.
Sounds
Yes,
like
a CBBC show in 2006. Honest to God, tried something like that.
Sounds like
Which
something
is
I
the
should
one-
watch.
Which is the one where the whole plot was being hallucinated by a supermarket worker?
That was the end of the 2000 revival of Crossroads.
Right, okay.
Whether that retconned the whole show or just that reboot, not reboot, or just that restart, I don't know. But the Biker Grove,
it was hard to tell.
Yeah, but the Biker Grove thing, it's simultaneously hilarious and also I could understand why it would piss some people off because remember this was a show that wasn't afraid to have and yeah, I don't know. Again, Teo won't know this, but you know, Ant from Ant and Dec.
Yep.
That's where they partly got their start. Biker Grove. The show wasn't afraid to have Ant's character get blinded.
Hmm.
All right.
They were in an illegal paintballing competition, and Ant's character lost his goggles.
So
and,
yeah. All right, let's open the door and find Filianor, Princess Filianor, the last princess and child of Gwyn. And here's where the Angel's Egg connections actually arise when I actually go to touch the egg. Oh, I checked in the meantime, apparently it is getting soon 4K remaster that too. I don't know if it's it is a limited theatrical release, so I don't know if they're actually pushing properly for a Western release. And when I touch it, the egg crumbles. Oops.
We could back out now and I feel like considering some of the events, like, whole town squares would just explode.
Like now, which
Yeah.
is basically flashing me. God damn.
Yeah, EastEnders would blow up. Emmerdale will probably have a bigger plane crash.
Bigger than all their previous ones.
Yeah, including the one that was dreamt up by the Brookside creator.
And something had to happen because when we're back from the flashing, Fëanor is a bit dehydrated, shall we say.
Just drink some water, you'll be fine.
I don't think that's how it works, Luz. And yeah, some time has passed since the flashing because the Ring City is no more buried under ash. Because again, it's literally the end of the world. Which begs the question, what now? Well, that's we'd only need to light this bonfire, again at the end of the world. And if I recall correctly, descending again the stairs, we should be able to find... Actually, no, I don't need to move from here. But don't worry, if I recall correctly, we should be able to find an answer soon to the question. Because... yeah, I think it's by going here through this. We find... the last survivor of the pygmies, the people which inherited the dark soul and gave humanity conscience with that. Also a bit dehydrated, although in this case losing more blood, god damn. Mate, I don't think she can help you. Oh well, let's go see from whence he came. Thankfully, the trail of blood provides a convenient, indication of where to go. See, devs, you don't have to paint everything yellow, just be creative. We're about to actually have the final boss properly of the DLC. Because all of these, remember, we're doing all of these to actually give something to the painter, to paint a new world. Unfortunately, that was also the task of Gale, the guy who actually brought us here. And since some time has passed since the end of the world, he took his job a bit too well. And he's not in a good state.
What? Still here? Hand it over, that thing, your dark soul.
Hand me the dark soul, TM.
For my lady's painting.
So yeah, Gale is the final boss of the DLC.
I should mention that apparently Anton Deck's production company are bringing the show Biker Grove back. Whether or not it'll be a reboot, or whether they'll actually try to get around that weird ending, I don't know.
I mean, again, you can just dismiss it as being, like an hallucination or something. With enough clever writing, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, like, God, what drugs were you on?
Cocaine is one hell of a drug.
Also,
yes.
about the whole, like, paint thing, it's funny you say that because, like, multiple game devs have said that when it comes to playtesting, if stuff like that isn't there, people legit just don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's nothing really news to me in terms of, news, Shire, because that was a thing mentioned also in the Half-Life 2 making documentary where they literally cut away a branching path because apparently during their playtesting, the players actually found themselves, going in circles around. My point is that it's not just for the sake of, you know, I understand how useful it is for accessibility purpose, but I can't believe it also has been a thing since, you know, more time, the classic shoot the red barrel to cause an explosion, you know. But I believe that there are usually, you know, ways to make it clever or being in universe instead of, you know, being blatant. But in a lot of cases instead, it just feels very out of place, like Resident Evil 4 Remake. I do remember, for example, some games that had, since we had rocky formations, usually the interactable ledges usually had bird shit, guano on it, which, yeah, can make sense if you ask me, and is, you know, more organic, you know.
Yeah.
Usually there is, you know, stuff that can do, but a lot of times the dev seems to be, you know, going, not lazy because, you know, at the end of the day still something useful, but could be better. There you go. As you can see, Gale is a bit aggressive, but that's just the first phase. Things can get a bit apeshit in the second phase, as, you know, you'll be able to see if I survive enough. I don't think it's gonna be too hard to fight, but I cannot promise we'll be beating the first time. I mean, it is the final boss of the DLC after all. Can you remind me, Dwaves? I think we did check, but can you remind me who is he voiced by? I think we did check, but again, just to be sure.
Stephen Boxer.
What a name.
As for who, as for what else he's done, let me see. He's mainly known for playing a character named Joe Fenton on the now cancelled BBC soap Doctors.
Ah, speaking of soaps,
yeah.
Alright, time to get the second.
There's also Withers in Baldur's Gate 3, Sage Gowry in Elden Ring.
Oh, okay, okay.
Also, in the 4th season of The Crown, he played Margaret Thatcher's husband, Dennis.
Poor soul. And speaking of the soul, TM, now, there you go, transition to the second phase, Gale fully becomes hollow. This actually is important because one weapon, the one that we could get potentially from the cursed Great Wood, so it can be slightly more effective against him, but I don't like the moveset of that. However, that's where things get interesting. Gale will have several times attacks where he potentially spills, you know, blood. First of all, his fucking cape used as a second attack is amazing. But I also need to watch out because the projectiles that he tosses are actually boomerangs, so they actually can go behind. The cape being an extension of his attack is super cool, but he also occasionally spews pigments that I don't know what actually triggers that kind of attack, which in turn will actually act as attraction to lightning bolts, as you'll be able to see if I manage to trigger. God, that animation is super cool. I still can do damage, but I don't know because I don't have a lot of Estus left. And of course his theme is also appropriately cool. So that's basically who we're stuck with, basically. We have only this left, and then the final boss of the main game.
Who was firing Beyblades for a second?
The attack technically is a crossbow, so it has that kind of effect. But it reminds me of what they did in the Insane Trilogy for Crash, where they had the Pinstripes Tommy Gun actually shoot micro missiles to avoid the rating saying that it had guns. That's one. This one of the things that I talked about, being creative in what you do with minimal effort. Wow, surprisingly I did not trigger the attack where he shoots projectiles, as in the blood
Rating
projectiles.
platforms are very inconsistent.
Yeah, again, as usual, the ASRB/PEGI system, I forgot which one it is in Japan, tend to be biased in different ways, Again, for example, what happened with Balatro.
And Australia is probably the funniest one.
I know, right? That's why they censored a lot of things. Oh, there you go. There you go. These projectiles get peeled and leave traces. They actually attract lightning bolts. So we have one of those fights where, a lot of shit is happening at the same time. And surprisingly, it's not super flashy when it comes to lightning bolts. But obviously still, god damn it. It's still something that you need to avoid. Which does remind me something. Other news that we got from Gamescom is, more updates on Metal Gear Solid Triangle, or Delta, which is supposed to come out very soon, by the time we're recording this. So I bothered to give another look at the trailer, and while for the most part they have toned down Volgin's powers, during the interrogation scene, judging from the trailer, it still seems to actually, be a bit more, a bit in your face, unfortunately. But again, I like to see when the full product releases to what extent. The cool one, instead of another cool thing tied to that instead, is that they actually recreated the nightmare sequence, which was cut away from some of the re-releases, but it had, it was in the original, because the speculation was that it was a cancelled game that Konami was actually in the making. So instead, what happened here is that Konami actually hired Platinum Games, which they had a sort of a good relationship because of, Rising Revengeance, in order to actually recreate the sequence from scratch, giving it a bit more Castlevania theme by setting it instead of a hangar inside of a graveyard. It's actually looks pretty neat from what I've seen from the trailers. So that's actually pretty cool that they actually incorporated that. And also, judging from the trailer, it seems that our speculations were mostly correct on the matter, as in on the game, as in they using the same voice tracks from the original for the most part, from actors that are not reprising the roles like Michael Bell or Jim Ward, for example. But instead, people like David Hayter re-recorded their lines, because you can kinda hear from the trailer that the audio quality for his lines sounds slightly different, so more crisp, more defined. So.
Oh, apparently we're getting a He-Man game.
Beat 'em up, yes.
I did see that.
It looks cool enough. I forgot if it's... I don't even check who's the developers, if it's Digital Eclipse or someone else. I mean, I know a couple of people who actually are on it just because of, Orko plays a part in that, which was, the comedy... God damn it, the comedy relief. Yeah. Alright,
Did they bring the theme tune back in this one?
Sorry?
Did they put the theme tune in?
I don't know. It would be neat, but still. Alright, one more
Because
try
remember-
and then we'll cut it off. Go on.
Because considering the theme is was made, I guess, by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy, and considering the music rights for those are all over the place.
So they're probably not doing that. Okay.
I'll have to look at the trailer.
Mm-hmm. If I recall correctly, my country had the same team, just with obviously with a voice different narration because it's Adam, you know, narrating stuff. So. We did a couple, not a lot, unfortunately, but you know, a good while we did had some YouTube poop based around the main cartoon. They were actually pretty neat because when it comes to meme associated to that, everyone thinks obviously about the I forgot the name of the song, but you know the one where it's just 2 frames of him and that looks like he's having his whole face. Yeah, no, that's not it. I'll need to do more practice. After all,
Right.
that's basically what remains for us to do anyway, so we're basically stuck here. So, there you go. Alright, tuning for the next part where hopefully we manage to beat Gale, and maybe we'll finish the game actually with that. See ya.
See ya.
You know, doing the gesture in front of Thelia's corpse might be a bit tasteless, but, well, what can you do about it?